But today, the White House seemed to put some more stipulations on this scheduling of this meeting. We begin, as we do most nights, with Chief White House Correspondent John Roberts, live on the North Lawn. Good evening, John.
Brett, good evening to you. In a phone call to me last November, President Trump said, all these people are saying, I want to start a war. I'm not trying to start a war. I'm trying to prevent one. And now critics who are angry over President Trump's get tough approach to North Korea are saying, well, maybe he was right. South Korean officials credited the president's maximum pressure campaign for bringing North Korea to the table, and the press secretary happily agreed.
For the first time in a long time, the United States is actually having conversations from a position of strength, not a position of weakness like the one that North Korea finds itself in due to the maximum pressure campaign.
The turnaround was nothing short of stunning. The two leaders had traded insults for months, President Trump calling Kim a maniac, little rocket man, Kim firing back that President Trump was a mentally deranged dotard. While the White House says this possible breakthrough was months in the making, even the Secretary of State was taken aback by how quickly the landscape changed.
What changed was his posture in a fairly dramatic way that, in all honesty, came as a little bit of a surprise to us as well, that he was so forward-leaning.
White House officials don't know precisely why Kim did it about-face, but they believe the sting of sanctions was crippling the regime. Reaction to the announcement was almost universally positive.
First and foremost, we believe that this step is in the right direction. Certainly, it is required to normalize the situation around the Korean Peninsula.
The promise of a one-on-one meeting with President Trump is a victory for Kim Jong-un. But the White House warning today, Kim is not going to get a face-to-face with the president unless he is prepared to give up his nuclear program.
Let's be very clear. The United States has made zero concessions, but North Korea has made some promises. And again, this meeting won't take place without concrete actions that match the promises that have been made by North Korea.
President Trump is fully aware that the offer from Kim Jong-un could be just another ruse to buy time to complete his nuclear program. Senator Marco Rubio is very skeptical, laying out what he really thinks Kim may be up to.
He's luring us into these negotiations, but then he will make demands that he knows we can never agree to, like the U.S. abandoning South Korea. At that point, he will go to the world and say, look, I've been very reasonable. I met with the president. I've been willing to be flexible, but these guys don't want to deal with me. And that is designed to get the international community to back off of sanctions.
As the world considers the potential for a historic U.S.-North Korea bilat, the attorney for porn star Stormy Daniels tried to turn up the heat today, revealing that the president's personal attorney, Michael Cohen, had used a Trump Organization email to negotiate a non-disclosure agreement with Daniels. The email address was not connected to the Trump campaign, but Daniels' attorney, Michael Avenatti, insists it's further evidence President Trump must have known about the agreement. In a statement to Fox News saying, once again, the idea that Mr. Cohen was doing this for his client, Mr. Trump, but Mr. Trump knew nothing about it is ridiculous, nonsense, unbelievable, ludicrous, and preposterous. The list goes on and on. Cohen told Fox News, what email you use is not relevant, and warning Daniels she's not going to get out of the gag order, saying the agreement speaks for itself. On North Korea, one of the big remaining questions is, where could a meeting take place? White House officials who are trying to work out a location say it's complicated. It likely wouldn't be North Korea or the United States or South Korea or China, more likely some neutral third country. Brett?
John Roberts, live on the North Lawn. John, thanks.